Yes, people, so we're currently at a property that I've recently secured for a client. Now, this property is actually worth 285,000. However, we've managed to secure it for 155,000. Now, this client was originally acquiring another deal off me a few months ago, and that deal fell through for reasons we couldn't control. So luckily, when this one came up, I sent it to him and he literally proceeded with it within 40 minutes. So we're gonna go in there now, see what it's saying. I haven't actually seen this property in person myself yet, so this is my first time coming to check it out. But off the back of the photos and the person that brought it to me, we had to move quick. So we're gonna head in, have a look around and see what I've got ourselves into.
Prada on my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 80 Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama.
So, a little bit of a backstory on this property. The guy that owns it lives overseas and he'd actually brought it to one of his family members. So he was overseas and he said to his family member, if you want, you can rent it off me while I'm away. And yeah, just take care of it. Keep it, take care of it. They didn't take care of it. So the condition you can see it in now is basically the condition that they left it in. Now taking that this is a family member, you can have a look. As you can see, it's in crazy condition. So for my client, getting it at such a discounted rate it's incredible. And I think if we're correct, there's a little surprise here, which if it is here, it'll be very interesting to see. With this property, of course, there's no boiler, there's no heating, there's literally nothing in here. So of course it was inhabitable, so it is a cash purchase only. Fortunately enough for the client that they're in a position to proceed with a cash only purchase. But as you can see from the condition, it's part of it's back to brick, part of it's not. I'd love to understand what the actual situation was, because like I say, this was owned by a guy that lives overseas and he passed it over to his family member. And from what we've been told, this is the condition it was left in. So I want to understand, is this how they were living in the property? Is this how have they just ripped stuff out? Like, what is the actual situation? Because apparently it's been empty for years now and the seller just wanted to just get rid of it. But the condition of this is insane. I was told that there's a little something here which we need to figure out how we can get it out. And if we can get it out, we might be able to keep it. Fucking hell. Ah! Yeah, don't put that in. You took my toe off. I can see the surprise now. When this property was brought to me, they said there's a little something at the property. The owner, he said you can take it with the house. If you can get it out, you can keep it. Now, if you've seen the last video, you know I love a certain thing, one of my hobbies. And if you come in here with me, you will see, if you've ever played Forza, there's a thing called a barn find. Insane. Sad things about properties like this is you've got someone who owns an asset, multiple assets, and typically most property investors have some form of emotional attachment to the assets that they own, especially when it's residential. You find commercial, there's a less emotion involved, and on residential there's typically more emotion involved. When he'd come back to the UK to see this property, he couldn't even go inside. It was a bit triggering for him, and especially when you've passed the property on to friends, families, whatever the case may be, and it hasn't been treated the way you would have treated it. It's heartbreaking, man. It's heartbreaking. And as you can see, the condition that the property's in, like I say, I don't know what the situation was. Was they living like this? Have they left it and left it like this? Like, what was the situation? But to see that the condition that it's in, he obviously didn't leave it like this. Now, of course, obviously we can get a sale for him and so on, but he just wants to brush his hands off with it. But it must be painful to see, man. I know me personally, I would feel away coming back to this, especially when you've got a car in the garage that probably was his pride and joy at some point, but part of the game, it is what it is. Fortunately enough, we're able to step in and bring a buyer in that can just take it off his hands, but it's sad to see, man. It's so sad to see. It's the bathroom. Seems to be the room that's in the best condition, which is quite surprising. to say, man, because this, oh, this property is crazy, man. Absolutely insane. So the client that's taken on this property has quite aggressive growth plans, so he's trying to acquire as many properties as possible. I sent this one to him and he said, listen, any more. So the asking price that this was going at, he accepted straight away and said, yeah, I'll take it. I've also sent him another one, which was sent to us by one of our contacts where we get access to pre-auction, we get pre-auction offers accepted. Now, the interesting thing about pre-auction is a lot of people won't realize is even if you get an offer pre-auction accepted, you still have to pay auction fees. You still have to pay the auction fees, you still have to pay the seller solicitor fees, which of course for us increases the fee slightly. So we have to reduce our fee just to make sure it's still reasonable for the client. And then there's another property, which is 2 bungalows, which we're looking at pre-auction, which is 2 bungalows at a purchase price of around £220,000. But there's direct comparables for 1 bungalow in the area at 655,000, which is insane. So that's another one that he's looking at as well. It just goes to show that these are the type of projects that you want. A lot of people don't want to take on stuff like this because they feel like it's too much work, but it's worth putting the work in. And of course, the uplift that you can potentially see is insane, absolutely insane. Boom. Currently in the dining living room. So I'm assuming this would be the living space and then the dining space. I think what would be worth doing is taking this wall out, which is brick. So we'd have to look at what we can do structurally, because of course I don't want to knock this out and then the ceiling crumbles down. But I think what might work, depending on costs, is opening this out so it's more of a kitchen dining space. And of course, once it's modernized as well, I just think it would look a lot nicer. And if you come around here into the actual kitchen space, just watch the step. I think that could work. Or if we took this door out here, this is like a utility room, I think we could end up having this more open kitchen space instead of knocking that wall out. Spider on me. But yeah, just have a look in there and you'll see what I mean. So yeah, just a quick check-in. Client wanting to proceed with the property without actually viewing it. So of course he's already paid deposits and so on. He's in legals at the moment. Tomorrow he's actually gonna come to the property to actually see it in person for the first time. I'll try and film a few bits myself then as well. But yeah, it's quite a simple one. Of course, yes, conditions crazy and so on, but I think this is one that's an in and out job. But we'll see, because as a lot of you guys would know if you're experienced, something may look simple, but as time goes on and once you start taking stuff off the wall, who knows what's behind. But yeah, if you like this video, please drop a like, comment, subscribe, and drop a comment below and let us know what types of videos you want to see more of. You want to see more stuff like this? Do you want to see more behind the scenes on the business side of things? Let us know. We're trying to put out a lot more content, so trying to get more consistent and give you guys what you want to see. But yeah, appreciate you watching. There you go.